Greetings, Red Wolf Nation, and welcome to a new episode of Inside IU East Sports. I'm Kyle Wright from the IU East Athletic Department, keeping you company. We're so grateful you've chosen to join us this evening. Later on, we'll talk a little bit of women's basketball and volleyball, but first joined by Morgan Jackson from the IU East women's tennis team. So, Morgan, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, first, even though there's 8 inches of snow on the ground, let's go ahead and talk tennis, even though it didn't feel like tennis out there. A really successful fall tennis season for your team. If we could maybe recap the fall season. First off, some of the team highlights from the fall season.
Yeah, so we had our team preview tournament against other teams in our conference, and we took second at that, a few points below Asbury. But I believe that that's one of the best times or ranks that we've had at that preseason tournament, so that was really encouraging. And then we went to ITAs, which we haven't gone to at least since I've been with the program, and we did a lot better than expected at that as well. And so that again kind of I think boosts confidence. And so we finished our season. I think we were kind of on a high, so we're really excited to start our spring season.
So it was a successful fall season. For those that don't follow college tennis, the fall season is kind of an individual season / preparation season, and the conference tournament is in the spring. You had some successes as well. I know you and your partner were #1 doubles champions at that pre-conference tournament. Some other things that you considered individual successes from this fall.
So we had Tati, who is our new #1. She placed second at ITAs, which was really, really great for us, having it being, at least to my knowledge, our first time going to ITAs. So that was really, really great. Some of our other teammates did placed first or second or third in their divisions at ITAs. And so really leaving that against teams that we don't normally get to see and tough teams that we haven't gotten to compete against. I think for the entire team was our highlight, to get a new experience and then to come out of that kind of doing well was really a great confidence booster.
Okay. And then you're in your junior season now with the tennis program. College tennis, it's a little different from high school, a little different from kind of the junior tour. Now that you're a junior, what things are you finding easier on the tennis court, whether it's strategies or shots or obviously there's a lot that goes into tennis, but what are you finding easier now that you're a junior?
Yeah, so I'm finding myself better able to read people I'm playing and read my partner, and so knowing exactly what she's going to do when really helps the way that we move together, the way that we work together, the way that we strategize. And I think the team, kind of a lot of us have been here all of the years together, and so as a team we're meshing better now. And we're all kind of older, so we're getting mature, especially in our game. So being able to outlast people and just work that much harder because we've been through it. Now most of us are older, and so we're competing against teams with younger players, and we're just kind of have that leg up.
Right. Now, speaking of the team meshing well, one thing I wanted to be sure to mention, the women's tennis, the fall semester just ended, had the highest team GPA in the whole athletic department. It was well over 3.6, which, I mean, that's good for one person. So for the whole team to be an average over, that's amazing. I don't know if there's a strategy or not, but just how do you do it? Is there any team-wide traits that allow you to do so well in the classroom?
Yeah, so we have consistently kind of had a high team GPA, which is great. And I think part of it is that we're all studying on trips, and so you see everyone in the car working, and you're like, oh, I have homework that I should be doing too. Or whenever we have classes together, we all study together. And so we're all kind of keeping each other accountable for that. And that just kind of keeps you on top of your game. And also we stay so busy that we've gotten really good at time management. So when we get back to the hotel after a night of matches, we're able to say, okay, we'll take 45 minutes and do homework really quick before bed. And so I think just everyone doing it together, and whether you're in the same class or not, everyone kind of sees each other doing homework and is like, oh, maybe I should too. So I think that kind of keeps us all on top of it.
And great numbers so far. So
Yeah.
Connected to your academic career, you are the president of enactus this year. Those of us here on the IU East campus have a pretty good idea of what that is. But for our viewers that maybe haven't heard of it, first off, describe what is enactus?
Yeah, so enactus stands for Entrepreneurs in Action. And it's an international group, I believe. And so the goal is to get students to start their own company or business with a social impact. And so students across the U.S., across other countries, all come up with a business plan. They put it in action, and then we'll go to regionals and compete, and then we'll end up going to nationals and competing. And so it's a really great way to not only get to know how businesses start, begin, to impact your community around you. But then you're presenting in front of judges, which kind of teaches you how to be professional. They expect you to be very professional. There's a professional lunch. There's a job fair. And so it's really kind of getting used to how you should present yourself outside of college. And so it's just a great opportunity to learn and grow.
And I believe you've been in it for a couple of years. Some of the top activities or accomplishments in enactus for you, or for the club in general, over the last couple of years?
Yeah, so my freshman year, we were able to go to the Boys and Girls Club, and we did some experiences with them with health. And so we did like a hand wash station where you were seeing all the germs that are still on your hands after you wash your hands. Or an exercise station where it was, these are all exercises you can do at home when you're just playing in the yard. And we did like a teeth brushing station. And so that was really great to kind of work with kids. And then last year, we did a lot with technology. So we did things with VR and AR, where you're getting to see virtual reality. And we just recently put in a lab in our nursing department. And so we were talking about the impact that that lab can have with our nursing department, the new ways that people are able to learn with the technology. We talked about our Carvey, which is our wood making machine, and our 3D printer, and just all the great things that we're able to do with the access to those on campus. And then we also talked about the birdhouses that we have on campus, and I'm not sure how much you know about those, but what we were doing was people could come buy a birdhouse kit, which we were getting wood from like old construction, and so it was completely free to us. We were making these birdhouse kits, people would paint them, and then we were able to sell them at an auction. And the money that we made from that auction went to the Humane Society. And so it was just a really great way to get involved with our community.
Okay, so a lot of neat things going on there. And also during your time at IU East, you've had some other work experiences outside of the campus itself. Maybe talk about those a little bit and how that's going to help with your future career plans.
Yeah, so I actually, through a professor that I had, was invited to intern with the prosecutor's office in Wayne County. And they hadn't had an internship program in a while, and so I kind of helped start that back up. They now have 2 more students from IU East there, which is really encouraging and great. I spent an entire semester with them, where I was able to go in the courtroom, sit with judges, get to talk with them, go to the jail, go to the probation office. Wayne County is doing the JDIA program, which is very new. Not a lot of counties are doing it, which the intention of that is how do we keep juveniles from being called criminals? Because the idea is once we call them a criminal, they're going to grow up to be a criminal. And so what are ways that we can fix the behavior without having to send them to detention centers? And so it was really cool to get to sit in on some of those meetings as well. And my goal is to go to law school. And so just getting to be around lawyers and judges and that way of thinking was an incredible opportunity.
So you got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Just your secrets to balancing all this. You talked about time management being a key. Just other tips for others maybe wanting to follow in your footsteps as an athlete and scholar.
Yeah. So I really like scheduling things out. So I will even put like, I think it's going to take 45 minutes for me to get this thing done. And so just keeping myself on schedule lets me know this is how much free time I'm going to have to go get dinner or go hang out with someone. And I just love making lists. I love being able to check off the things that I've done. And just any opportunity I have to grow or learn or talk with people, I love being able to take it. And I know that if I get everything that I need to have done, I'll be able to take more of those opportunities. And so that's just kind of the drive behind what I do.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for finding some time in that schedule to join us today, and we look forward to following you during the spring tennis season.
Yeah, thank you.
You can look at the whole IU East tennis schedule at iueredwolves.com. Again, it doesn't feel much like tennis outside right now, but the Red Wolf tennis season is right around the corner. Right around the corner on Inside IU East Sports is a chat with IU East women's basketball coach Tiffany Selhorst when we come back after this break.